Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm excited to talk to you all about when to play passive versus aggressive. This was one of the most upvoted topics in my discussion post, so thank y'all for submitting those suggestions. I do plan on doing more Inside the Mind of a Diamond videos as well, so don't you guys worry about that. Side note, this video is actually sponsored by a community platform called Moot. I'm typically not one for advertisements because I prefer to keep my videos brief and to the point, but this was something that was actually legit and y'all could truly benefit from knowing about. Moot has this super sick giveaway going on right now through March 18th for 3 wireless Astro A50 headsets and 25 $50 gift cards to the platform of your choice. Moot was like a friendlier Reddit, which I personally thought was pretty cool. They have an entire section devoted to memes, and you can even post your artwork, opinions, facts, or ask questions concerning tips. So definitely check them out. I've got the links to everything you need down in the description below, and I think you guys might truly enjoy it. To enter the giveaway, it's as simple as creating an account, going to the Outbreak tab, and from there you'll tell the community your favorite 3 operators to use for Outbreak and why you think so. Top it off with the hashtag Outbreak and you're all good and entered for the giveaway. So thank you guys so much for letting me tell you a little bit about them. Special thank you to Moot again for sponsoring this video. With that said, let's take a look at some scenarios to play passive versus aggressive. The first passive scenario I have is on clearing roamers. One way you might approach clearing floors is by making noise and letting the roamers come to you. Here I end up fragging out one of them, but I know that there's at least one more in the area. I position myself in the back of the room so that I could wait and listen for any other roamers trying to refrag their teammate. By simply waiting and seeing if anyone might come, you open your ears up to clear intel. After I downed the bandit, I went ahead and just baited him to see if anyone else would come. Most people might get so excited that they got one kill that they forget about the other roamers that could potentially come around while they're reloading or simply unprepared. Sometimes just sitting and waiting for a second might be the best bet, but then again, you don't want to let too much time go by. So just pause and listen and see what you hear until you deem it safe to move again. The first couple aggressive tactics I like are on defense. I'm a fan of runouts in places where you can get eyes on popular balconies like here on Coastline or even the balconies of Border. Runouts are pretty high risk, high reward, so it kind of comes down to a confidence deal. If you're bad at spotting enemies quickly, runouts may not be your thing, as you need to think and see quickly before you're spotted. Second, I love moving about after being droned or once a drone passes me. Here this drone spotted me, meaning he would have called out to his teammate of my location. By charging into the next room, I basically make his call out on my position void and catch this guy with his pants down. He's running in thinking he knows where I am, but instead I end up meeting him first. It's very hard for a teammate to give a call out then correct it immediately as you move. So definitely think about moving for that aggressive play once you've been droned out or you hear someone toss a drone, meaning they're defenseless. If you guys are trying to be aggressive on defense, I'll find myself being aggressive with certain audio cues. Here I end up waiting on this hatch to be habaned open, and then I toss a nitro cell through the hatch. The majority of the time someone might be very close to the hatch or wall that just opened, so an aggressive push or nitro might just work for you. Anytime there's a loud explosion close, your movements will additionally be masked by the after effects, so that might be a prime time to aggressively push out when a thermite opens up a wall, or maybe a breaching charge opens up a soft wall. Most people might be reloading, droning, or simply waiting outside the wall anyway, so an aggressive push through the very hole that they just opened might just catch them off guard. Now, droning is going to be a great way to give you that confidence to be aggressive. I'm going to see that this Ella is relying on the castle barricade to keep her safe from the back. Because there isn't any reason for her to move, given she's so protected, this means I fully expect her to be exactly where I saw her when I approached to destroy the barricade. This type of aggressiveness is based on previous intel. If you're sure your enemy's going to be where you saw them last, freaking go for it. The second part of the clip is where I'll play more passive. If you miss your first shots, you either have the option of pre-firing and retreating to cover, or changing up your angle and waiting for them to peek you. I don't recommend you play passive if you keep the same angle, as that can be easily pre-fired. So if you do end up waiting for them to be aggressive, make sure you change up your position in some way to make it harder for them to hit you on their peak. Playing passive really isn't something I prefer to do. I always like to be moving, but some scenarios to keep a passive playstyle are when you're down a man, the enemy team is on match point, you aren't confident and are playing well at the game, or maybe you want to play stealthy on defense. There aren't too many other reasons I find, because aggressiveness simply goes a long way. Aggressiveness is hard to combat. Now, of course, there is such a thing as stupid aggressive, like an Ash running in and not droning anything can be easily combated, especially if you're just sitting in wait of her entry point. But definitely try and work your way up from a passive role to a more aggressive one. As the rounds get deeper and maybe even into overtime, that's when you have to evaluate your own performance. If you're struggling, it might be best to anchor hard on sight or play a more helpful role rather than fragging role on attack. If you're really feeling yourself that game, don't don't get overconfident, but do realize that you have momentum. What you're doing is working, so definitely try and keep that pace up. Let me show you all a back-to-back example of passiveness versus aggressiveness. This first enemy I encounter is the one that's going to peek me first. She is the advantage given I'm out in the open, and I'm going to have to correct my aim for her quick movement outward. This is risky on my part because if she has high ping, she'll see me way before I see her, giving her the edge in the gunfight. Not only that, but I'm having to quickly react to where she's moving to while she sees me as a stationary target. Fortunately, I still end up winning this, but it definitely felt scarier than when I decided to press up on the next attacker. Here I'm moving towards the sounds of this next enemy. When I figure she's right around the corner, I begin pre-firing, thus giving me the slight advantage and making this enemy fight a moving target. Despite me taking damage on this encounter, I definitely felt more confident and in control of the situation than when I was simply waiting in wait of the Hibana to peek me. Now, being aggressive doesn't mean you're in a dead sprint everywhere, never reloading or stopping for autographs. It simply means you're willing to continue the fight and push forward to give your enemy team as little time to react to your movements as possible. Break that habit of getting just one kill and then reloading. Always look for another, find some cover, and then reload. But be prepared whether on attack or defense to face another enemy trying to refrag their dead teammate. Most of us run towards action or at least get curious as to how our teammate died, so you guys should expect the same of your enemy. Expect them to wander up and peek you. This will dramatically help your console potato aim, because most of us end up flicking the analog sticks way too hard when we see someone because we get startled. When you're pushing, keep your eyes focused on any movement. Honestly, potato aim comes from a lack of focus and preparedness. We get startled, we start panicking, and then we end up shooting all over the place. Relax. Focus on your opponent's head and stop looking at the gun sight. Correct accordingly, and you guys got an epic push going. That's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you'd like to check out Moot, definitely go hit the links in the description, whether you're on your phone or the computer. They've got a great thing going on over there, and you have the chance of winning some really great stuff. I'm currently on spring break, so I won't be streaming any this week, but I have my PS4 with me, and I'll be snagging clips for the upcoming weeks ahead. Make sure to join my Discord if you'd like to matchmake with my friends and I, and give me a follow over on Twitter and Twitch if you want some more dank content. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great spring break.